Hello everyone and welcome to Blues TV. We hope you enjoyed our introduction video, and this is now our first video for the start of this season. We're so buzzing about it. It's United versus Chelsea up at Old Trafford this Sunday. I'm excited, are you?
Been waiting for this for months. I've been doing nothing the whole summer.
What a way to start the 2019-20 season, and I have a feeling, I have just like this slight feeling that it's going to go in our favour, but you know, we're going to get into that in a minute. So this is mine and Lewis's starting 11 for United versus Chelsea on the 11th of August. So for this video, we thought we would take you through it step by step. We've come up with a team, haven't we, Lewis, that we think is going to be the strongest team to put out against United, bearing in mind we do still have some injuries, unfortunately for Lampard and us fans, but I don't want to put down on it because I actually do think we're going to do quite well, and we've got more than enough good players as we've seen in pre-season. Yeah, got a lot of promise, that's the word, Lewis. So the team grid, the team sheet here is going to appear. I'm hoping Sammy's done that exactly at the right time. So there you have it, there's the pitch, and we are now going to fill it out. So in goal, start us off, Lewis.
Easy choice, Kepa.
Yeah.
Not really much of a discussion, so he's the best keeper we got by a distance. Great season last season. I hope he's got a better one now.
Yeah, I do as well. There's only one thing he did wrong last season, which was in the game against City at Wembley. And other than that, he actually had quite a promising season. He was an investment for the future, wasn't he, when we bought him?
7-year contract, and he's had a hell of a first season. Saved us plenty of points over the season. And this is the season where he could potentially develop himself a bit more and put himself in the upper echelon of goalkeepers, up at the top tier of the best in the world.
So Kepa is in goal. Now we're going to go to our back four. Now tell us the formation then that we've gone for first of all.
We're thinking between a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, but I think the 4-2-3-1's been a bit more favoured over pre-season. I think it's going to be the one that probably suits the majority of our players better, so we're going to go for a 4-2-3-1 for Sunday. Yeah,
I think 4-3-3 works if you've got really strong attacking players and, you know, a lot of promise up front, and as obviously at the moment we're in a bit of limbo.
There's a lot of question marks around this team, so I think we're just experimenting.
Yeah,
right
totally.
Now.
Okay, so back four then. We've gone for Dave on the right.
Yeah.
Because, okay, fine, he didn't have the best season last season, but I do think under Frank Lampard he's going to come back to his normal form, and, you know, he has been one of our best players for years.
Yeah, he's had 5 years of consistency. Last season was his first real off-season for us, but
it wasn't really a good season for anyone.
Yeah, that's the thing, and there was a lot to be asked of a lot of them. He had to adapt to a new system that was completely different to how he used to play, and obviously he struggled, but I think now under Frank Lampard he's going to be playing a bit more how he's used to playing, and hopefully we see the best back of him.
Yeah, okay then on the left?
Gotta be Emerson by proxy. I mean, Alonso had an awful season last season. Emerson I didn't think was that much better, but I thought compared to Alonso he was a much more safer option at left back, and I'm kind of just going to go with him again for now. Yeah,
I mean, I love Alonso, and a lot of you fans aren't too keen on him, but I think Alonso was brilliant when he was a wing-back. When he went to a more solid defender, I think that's when he started to make his mistakes. And, I actually think a lot of the reason Dave was so poor last season, I'm not sure, I mean, I'm just speculating, was because he didn't really trust the other defenders, so he used to come into the centre when he was meant to be on the right, and we conceded a lot of goals from that side. So yeah, I'll go with Emerson there. I would love to think we had I'm not buzzing about Emerson. Are you? He's a good player. I'm
not buzzing about any of our left backs. Last season they're both disappointing, but Emerson is decent. And no offence to Alonso, compared to Alonso, he's brilliant, so I want him starting anyway.
Okay, and you'd have him in there. Right. Then our centre-backs. Now, this was a bit of a tough decision here. Now, providing we hold on to him, we've gone with Zuma. Now, I loved Zuma before he got injured. As you know, he had that really bad injury.
He was one of our best defenders that season.
One of our best defenders that season. Then, I think because he was out for so long, he couldn't really get back into it. Then he's seen really promising spells at Stoke and Everton. And I don't know if Everton are going to want to
I know Everton fans are really trying. They've got that free Zuma hashtag that's just going all around Twitter, but I think if Everton was serious, they would have already put a bid in for him, and I think Chelsea aren't going to get rid of Zuma, especially this late into the season.
I think it would be so silly as well, because obviously Rudiger's still not fit. We don't really have any other promising centre-backs, I don't feel.
There's still question marks over the centre-backs we have now.
Yeah, so I used to love Christensen, but then he sort of got pushed out, and
after
then that never
Barcelona game, he was never the same.
Yeah, so I think at the moment, for us, providing nothing goes wrong, he doesn't get transferred, we would have Zuma in our team, and I'm happy about that, because I think he's more than capable of doing a good job. Then we've gone for David Luiz.
Yeah. I think his experience will matter for us a lot more. David Luiz is always prone to mistakes. That's just a part of his career. But
yeah, I've never favoured.
Look at the positives of him.
I've never favoured him as a defender.
Yeah.
I've always preferred him in midfield, but he's not going to get in the midfield ahead of some of our
Yeah.
fantastic midfielders like, you know, Kante, Barkley, and he's a completely different player anyway. But there is no other option. It's not going to be Zuma and Christensen. It's not going to be David and Christensen. I don't see Frank doing that. So
you need some experience in that back line, and
Yeah.
David Luiz will give it to you, so he's going to have to start. And plus, against the top teams, he usually does seem to show up. He does have his errors,
He
but
gets
for
a
the
bit.
most
He
part,
gets a bit overexcited and too into it, and then he ends up
Literally.
making a silly mistake and getting himself
That's
sent
it.
off.
Yeah.
So hopefully he ain't going to do that this season.
Hopefully
Okay,
not.
so that's our top 4 displayed so lovely. I think it should be on my shoulder, but yeah. Anyway, it's developing. Midfield then.
Midfield looks very promising, and with all the shakiness around our team, the one thing I like is that I feel like I can trust that midfield.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be no Kante for this game. We're not sure. We don't
Well,
even know.
he's had his first game back. He's come
Yeah.
back, but Frank has said that he doesn't want to rush it, and of course
Too
we
much
don't.
of an intense start.
We definitely, yeah, of course, and there's no chance on God's green earth I want to risk him getting injured for the
Yeah.
for furthering his injury or picking up a new one on our first game of the season, even if it is United. So we haven't left Kante out because we don't want him in our midfield. It's
just,
tactical
we
and it's
probably shouldn't.
to be sensible. Yeah. Okay, so who have we gone with?
I'm going to go for Jorginho and Kovacic in DM. I think they've both been promising. I think there's been a little bit of worries. They were exposed a little bit in the last game. Don't think either one of them can play by themselves in DM and one can push forward. But together they're solid, and together they might be the best option we have. So I'm going to go for both of them.
Yeah, Jorginho didn't have a very good season last season.
I thought
Fans
he improved
were
towards the back end.
fans were very critical of him though.
Yeah, he was getting booed in the Europa League games and everything. But
That's a bit too much.
I understood some of the arguments against him, but I thought to the most part, second half of the season, his strength had improved. He was a lot smarter and a lot quicker on the ball. He was transitioning the ball a lot quicker. And I think the more he adapts to the Premier League, the more he adapts his game, the more you're going to see the strengths of him. And that there is a very talented player in there. And I'm hoping this season's a season where he shows that he's not just Sarri's boy and he's Jorginho, and he can actually do something for this team.
What he said. Okay, and then have we gone for our front three?
I think Cam was the biggest talking point because Barkley and Mason Mount have both been brilliant in pre-season. But I think we're going to go for Ross Barkley and Cam. I think he's, especially compared to when he was under Conte and Sarri, this is a completely different Ross Barkley. People are saying he looks
He's
like
so
Brian
good.
Javi
Yeah.
right now for us. And I think
He's had an amazing
build on
pre-season.
it. Yeah, build on it. A player who's playing at this level, you can throw him in the Premier League. Mason Mount's a younger player, I get that, but you could also throw him in as a sub and just see what he's capable of at the top level.
Yeah, but
Ross
I
Barkley's
think
got the
Frank.
experience.
Yeah, I don't think Frank would start Mason Mount, especially against United in his first game. I mean, the Premier League is very different to a Championship. That's not to say
Yeah.
that I don't think Mason Mount can do a good job, because
Yeah.
that's completely not what I'm saying. But I do think Mason Mount will slowly find his way into a team throughout the season. I think Ross Barkley pre-season has been like insanely good.
Best I've ever seen him.
Yeah, goals left, right, and centre. Good goals as well.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I think he really wants to shine. I think actually now Hazard's gone, they know the goals need to come from somewhere else, and I mean everybody wants to score a goal and be the main
That's
man,
what I'm
don't they?
hoping
So
for.
that's you know, sometimes there'll never be a good way to say Hazard's left, because it's not a good thing for the club. It's not a good thing for anyone.
No,
but I think the team as a whole
Yeah.
will start putting on better performances, because
That's
they don't.
the thing.
It doesn't centre around Eden
We had
Hazard
an
now.
over-reliance on him, and I think taking Eden Hazard away from him is kind of like saying, you lot are all on your own now, let's see what you're capable
Yeah.
of. Because the last couple of seasons, our tactics were more or less pass it to Hazard and see if he can create a goal or score himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he's gone, they're all on their own, and we're going to see who sinks or swim in this Chelsea side.
Exactly. Okay, up next then.
Left and right mids. I think we're going to go for Pedro on the left,
Pedro.
Pulisic on the right.
Yeah, now Pulisic I've been actually very impressed with this pre-season. Got his first couple of goals and assists. I thought that was fab.
Yeah, open up a lot of spaces for the other attackers as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's very promising. I mean, he's our only player that we've signed, because we signed him before we had a
Yeah.
transfer ban. He's the only properly new addition to the team.
Yeah.
That's come from, you know, a well-established team already. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play. I think he deserves to start. I don't think we've really got another option that would be
Not
better.
right now, because William's probably still getting himself fit for the season, because he had the, what was it called, Copa America a couple months back. Yeah, so he's not going to be back in time for United, so I think by default it's
I think
just
Frank's
down
going to pick him.
Yeah.
I think that's who I would go for. And then Pedro, I think his goal was
Speaks
insane.
for itself. Speaks for itself.
Probably one of the best Chelsea goals I've seen in years, really. It was like a back flick kick. I don't know what you want to call it. What do you call that?
It's a nice little.
It was really good.
It's the connection. It's the perfect connection. The ball from Ross Barkley as well. Both of them is what makes that goal so beautiful.
Totally, yeah. Okay, another reason why Ross Barkley's in the side as well. Okay, then now up front we have had a little bit of a debate about this. We cannot decide whether we're going to go with Giroud or Tammy Abraham. I've gone with Tammy, you've gone with Giroud.
Yeah.
We're going to let you guys decide at the end, so there will be a little question mark up here. But we think they're both good. I mean, the problem for me is I'm not bothered about who we put in so much. I think Tammy Abraham needs to be tested at a higher level. I think he's more than capable of doing a good job. I think he's stood out on loan for seasons now, and this is the opportunity to throw him in at the deep end and get us going. Giroud has been very promising, I think. Never really been given much of a chance under Sarri or Conte, really. You know, it wasn't really.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a fair shot, so I can see exactly where you're coming from there as well. But yeah, I've gone with Tammy just because I'd like to see him play. What do you think?
I think
It's a hard one though.
Yeah, I think all three of them both have their claims to starting lineup. I think all three of them both have their weaknesses as to why they probably shouldn't be starting. But I think Giroud's got way more experience on both of them combined. His link-up play and his hold-up play means he's going to bring other people into the game. I think first time, he's a brilliant first-time finisher. And like we said, over the last year and a half that he's been with us, he hasn't really had that much opportunity. He was mostly benched for Morata at the start under Conte, and then under Sarri he was mostly benched for Morata and then for Higuain. He's brilliant in the Europa League, but he just could only take his chance as he comes. I think right now, for how shaky our team is and all those question marks, the one thing we need a little bit of experience, and that's what Olivier Giroud can bring for us.
Okay, I mean I do agree with all your points. Like I said, I like both of them, so you know I'm happy with. But we're gonna let you two decide this because we couldn't come to an agreement. So guys, there you have it. There is our starting 11 for United versus Chelsea. Please comment below and subscribe if you like more of these videos. We'll do them again. And yeah, let us know if we've picked the right team. If you think there's anybody that you would switch. And yeah, we'll see you all at Old Trafford. I'm buzzing. Do you have a score prediction?
Just going to go for a Chelsea win. Let's go simple, 2-1.
I was going to go 2-1. Right. All right, we're going 2-1. I think that's reasonable. I wouldn't be surprised if we conceded a goal. We normally do when we go up there.
We're going to concede a goal.
Yeah, so, but we feel we're going to come out on top. So anyway, guys, like I said before, subscribe if you like these videos. And yeah, welcome to Blues TV. Hello everyone, I am Sophie Rose.
And I'm Lewis Gebrselassie, and we are your new presenters for Blues TV for the upcoming season.
So make sure you click the subscribe button and keep watching. Hello everyone and welcome to Blues TV. This is a brand new segment that we're going to bring to the Premier League.
All right, Blues Fans TV, it's Chelsea 0, Southampton 2. All that great feeling from Tottenham away is now in the mud. I'm here with Liv. Thoughts on today?
We were absolutely shite, mate. We were ridiculous. We were honestly so bad. You can't go to the Tottenham Stadium and win 2-0 and come to a nearly relegated Southampton and lose 2-0.
What went wrong today then?
Tammy.
Just Tammy?
No, Tomori. Kurt Zouma coming off actually didn't help a bit, so I actually think he wasn't the problem. Rudiger was out of form. Azpilicueta was out of form. Everyone was out of form. I don't even want to just name one player. Everyone was bad.
So then what do you think? It's a tactical problem?
No, but at home, Frank Lampard needs to change his formation. He plays the same team every single week. It's actually starting to annoy me. Mason Mount came on, changed the game for the 25 minutes he was on, but he should have been on, to be honest, from the half-time. If we're 1-0 down at half-time and someone who's only had 3 appearances for their team has scored against us, you need to make a change at half-time. You need to make a change.
Do you give any credit to Southampton though for the way they
I
played?
do. Southampton played as if they wanted to get 3 points from today. They played like they needed 3 points. We think because we're fourth, we don't need 3 points. Yes, we do. We got Sheffield United who are closing in on us, and they're newly promoted and should be nowhere near the same points as us. We have Tottenham who won today, by the way. So they're 2 points off us.
I think, yeah.
3 points off us. We're not in the clear. Like we can't play at home. That's a problem.
What's happened to our home form this season?
Frank Lampard needs to stop playing.
Play all our away games, but we want to play all the 19 games away from home.
Yeah, but we've got Arsenal next week. We're not winning against Arsenal.
We're not winning against Arsenal. You sure?
We're not winning against Arsenal because this is how we play. We win against teams like Spurs. Yeah, we lost against Bournemouth. We've lost against Southampton. We lost against West Ham. Do you know where these?
And then we beat Tottenham after that.
And then we beat Tottenham. What is the point? Like, what?
The point is, we can't play at home. We can play away. You see our away form. Our away form we've won 7. Like drawn 1, lost 3. At home we've won 3, drawn 4, lost 4.
We really. I don't even know how you can improve to be playing away from playing at home.
Okay, to improve, let's talk about January because the January transfer window is coming up, and there's obviously a lot of questions about it.
I'm sorry, and I'm really sorry, Tammy Abraham fans. We need a striker.
The atmosphere here is absolutely flat.
Oh.
I come here against Bournemouth. I was in Shed Lower, no songs at all. I left after 33 minutes. I'm sorry.
I was in the stands and we were cheering, so I don't.
Yeah, after 2-0, it got a bit dead, but until then.
But obviously, the thing is, when you're losing against Bournemouth, why the hell are you going to stand there and cheer on a team that you pay and watch every single game? And I'm not slating the team. The team away from home are amazing. But yeah, we shouldn't be. That's what I mean. But at the end of the day, we need 2 strikers. If we can't get goals against Bournemouth, against West Ham, and against Southampton, we need to have 2 strikers. I'm really sorry. I didn't see any indication of a goal today.
Play our 38 games away from home.
Yeah, but you can't rely. No, but you can't rely. That's what I mean. You can't rely. I don't understand. Your theory is to win away from home. Yeah, but your theory is to win away from home. That's ridiculous. At the end of the day, we need to be winning at home. It's embarrassing.
Okay, final thoughts. What do we need to do differently at Arsenal to get a win?
That's what I mean. We're playing at home. We're talking about playing at home. We can't rely on winning all our games away from home and losing at home. There are teams. Sheffield United haven't lost away or either one away or at home. I'm sorry, we need to be looking at right now. We're on par with teams like Sheffield United. We're on par with teams that are in the middle of the table. We may be fourth. We're not going to be there for much longer if we keep losing against Southampton, who, by the way, until last game were in the relegation zone. Obafemi has literally had 3 appearances for Southampton. He's 19 years old and he scored against us. He managed to get round our qualified defence. Kurt Zouma and Rudiger have had enough years between them to, stop 2-0 against Southampton. It's ridiculous. We cannot rely on playing away from home and winning away from home. We need to be winning at home because the majority of fans come to these home games, and I'm not trying to turn into one of those people that says, slates the players and say we come and we pay. And we do, and that's fair enough. But we've got what? How many people came to watch? How many people came to watch this game today? Yeah. All I'm saying is we need to be better at home. We can't rely on away from home.
Two goals, none of the fucking goals have been fucking checked by VAR. But our fucking goals are getting checked left, right, fucking centre. They're fucking fouling us. They're fouling us. They're fucking fouling us. No,
it's a disgrace. It's a fucking disgrace.
Blues fans TV, Chelsea 0, Manchester United 2. Guys, another shit performance. What are your thoughts?
The game was awful. The reason I say that is the first half we played better than United. We should have been leading. everybody's blaming VAR and stuff. Obviously, we blame VAR, but at the same time, before VAR got involved in the game, we should have been leading. Batman should have scored at least 2 goals today. Dreadful, should never play again. Oliver Giroud, Batman, Messi Betchuai, should never play again. Oliver Giroud should be playing from next game. At least Lampard should have had faith in him. And Pedro, I understand we had no choice to play him because Pulisic was injured and Hudson-Odoi was injured, but he was awful, very awful.
For me, man, like, when I saw the lineup, I was gutted, man. I wanted Giroud to start. If Tammy's injured, put on Giroud, man. How many times has Giroud, like, got us out of trouble? I would say start Giroud, especially if James is starting, man. We've got a right winger crossing in break balls. Giroud is going to be onto that. Instead, we've got Batman up front. And today he proved us all right, man. Like, how many chances did he have today? Missed it. If that was Giroud, you know what I mean? Should be goals. You feel me?
I understand Frank Lampard has faith in the youngsters, but you can't put your eggs all in one basket. You understand?
You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. First half of the season, it was kind of forced. We had the window open in January. We could have got replacements. Lampard even called out for replacements, and we didn't do it.
We didn't sign no one in January. We forced Oliver Giroud to stay, and we're still not playing him. I don't know why.
Giroud deserves a start, man. Like, if Tammy's not playing, why are you playing Batman, man? Come on, man. Especially in a game like today, you're whipping in balls. Why is Giroud not playing? You feel me? You feel me, man?
We need to see a different lineup against Tottenham. A different lineup.
Do you know what, yeah? We've lost against United, so against Saturday, against Tottenham, this is make or break. Regardless of City's in and out, yeah? We're playing Tottenham. We've never lost at the bridge against Tottenham. So what's going to happen?
Top 4 is vital. Top 4 is vital.
Man.
And I don't know how we're getting into top 4 because we're playing Tottenham next.
Come next season, let's say we come 3rd, 4th, whatever, man. It doesn't matter. All that matters is we get Champions League because...
The thing is, did we really think that we was going to finish in the top 4 this season?
Yes, I did.
Halfway through the season, I did.
We did, yeah.
I'll tell you what, we can't blame Frank for this.
We can't blame
Frank for this.
I'm not blaming Frank.
Nah, no, fuck this, yeah? We are Chelsea fucking football club. We're going to finish 4th regardless, man. We're fucking finishing 4th, man.
If we don't, we're still going to we're still going to back Frank. We're still going to back Frank.
Fuck VAR. Fuck
I do think we'll still make top 4 because we've been in top 4 for the majority of the season. My only thing is, we could have built on this team. We could have given Lampard the improvements that he wanted.
Of course,
and we
but
let slip again.
What, in January you're talking about? But Frank,
No, but to be honest, January
Frank
is gone.
didn't get the players that he wanted in January.
No, but January is gone.
And
I
think he done the best thing by waiting.
No, but January is gone.
Yeah,
so
January is gone, so he's going to wait for his best players.
But we have to work with what we got.
But
he didn't waste any money like
you really think
we have wasted in pre-seasons.
Do you really think Batshuayi deserves any game time?
No.
The game against Nottingham Forest should have showed us that he don't deserve no game time. You understand? So Lampard deserves a little bit of criticism. Just because he's a
We're
Chelsea
behind
legend,
Frank,
you have-
100%.
No.
100%.
I'm behind Frank Lampard, but at the same time, you have to criticize certain tactics that he does in certain games. You have to criticize.
Listen. We got Ziyech for the summer, yeah? Listen, we got Ziyech for the summer. Games like this, we should be winning. So when it comes to Tottenham this weekend, we need to win. Because we need Champions League signings.
All out.
Go on, man.
That wasn't football. That wasn't Chelsea United. That was not football. That was VAR versus fucking Chelsea, and VAR fucking won. That 2 goals. None of the fucking goals have.
Blues Fans TV, and I am here with lead judges. Blues Fans TV, and I am here with lead judges, my good mate here, and my wonderful friend Claude. They're a bit upset. He knows, and me and Lee we had a bet before the game, didn't we? That whoever loses the game has to buy the pints in the pub after, and that is it. Babe, listen, I'm going to be honest. Start with you, Lee, and then we'll go to Claude.
Chelsea didn't play good football today, but the difference is that we got the win, and the win made me feel like it was a fantastic game, which is rare for us, because I don't normally feel like that after some poor football.
Well, it's always nice to win a game when you score 2 goals in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, like, I thought Arsenal played really well first half, but I have to say that Lampard changed it around with a couple of substitutions. But for me, it all turned on a corrupt refereeing decision today, I'm afraid, you know.
But is that though? Because because
nah,
there's been times there's been times Tottenham had a player Tottenham had a player sent off against us. And they played better when he was sent off. So I don't think you can put it down to that. Do you not think it's actually just very Arsenal-esque?
No, because he actually didn't get sent off. You know what I mean? Which he should have done. And we'd have got down to 10 men, and we would have won that game from there on. But
I don't think that's true.
Don't you think that? Well, we never know because.
Well, we don't know, yeah.
Because at the end, in my opinion, it was a turning point because obviously then he goes and scores the equaliser, which was Leno's fault, by the way. But I felt that if the referee was doing his job properly, he should have sent him off.
Whose fault was the second goal?
I just think like we got caught again going too many players getting forward. Chelsea breaks on us quickly, you know, and listen, Chelsea got some very, very good young players coming through. You have to say that, like, you know.
Even brought on Lamptey, he's like 19.
Yeah, you know, Adoya when he come on, he was a difference. He was a difference. He was a game changer as far as I'm concerned.
Well, he was brilliant last season until he got injured, and then he's trying to work his way back into a team, and I think he's doing great.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's great. I'm really happy for you.
All right, Claude.
Lee's got a good point about the red card. You know, why sometimes they check for red cards, don't they? On VAR.
They did also check for the goal to see if it was disallowed, and they said it was onside.
That was a joke. That shouldn't even have been checked. I mean, that was I don't know where that was coming from.
It was a goal.
Yeah, it's a perfectly good goal. But I mean, as I say, Lee put it right. I don't think, although we first half we controlled the game, I don't think we showed that much quality. We showed a lot of fight and endeavour, a lot of hard work. But second half we tired and we gave you 2 goals. Come on, we gave you 2 goals away. And it was not. I don't know what Robbie was going on about there, saying that quality told. There's no quality for me. We gave you 2 gift goals, and
is that bad? Is that down to poor defending or just the team breaking down?
Up until the equaliser, I could not see you lot scoring.
We were awful.
They were absolutely awful.
And we were getting the hump as well. We were really mad.
Chelsea team. It reminded me. I tell you what. It was that poor. It was that poor. It reminded me of that team they used to have in the 80s.
Claude.
That's how bad it was. Yeah.
Naughty.
Yeah, that's
no, Claude. No, we weren't good. I'll admit that. But no. But listen, if you're poor in a game, you don't get the win. If we're poor in the game, we actually bang out 2 goals.
Yeah, but yeah, as Lee said, you did have a bit of an assistance there.
Blah blah blah. Okay. Any positives to take from Arsenal's performance today?
What positives? The positives is the hard work, and it's a work in progress. So with Arteta's now coming in,
he's good.
I've written the season off before today. The season's written off for us, so it's up to Arteta now to put his ideas. He's given him now the rest of the season to put his ideas across, so we're ready for next season. Because this season's for me is finished. It's no good, no more. We can't get Champions League. I think we're stuck really in the middle. We're not going to go down. We're too good to go down.
Obviously not now.
Yeah. So this season is a write-off. Possible run in the Europa League, but I think there'll be too much quality for us in that competition. FA Cup possibly. You know, you never know with the FA Cup. Who knows?
Lee, what are you saying for the rest of Arsenal season then, after this?
I honestly think the positive is the first half, because you have a look at Chelsea when they played Tottenham, they run all over Tottenham, absolutely run all over them in that first half. They didn't do that to us. In fact, they didn't do it to us in the whole game. So I look at that and that's a positive. For us, yeah, I agree with Claude. You know, the only way we're getting Champions League is through the Europa League, which is going to be.
I thought you were going to win it today, and like I said, that's why it felt like a really good game for us, because we haven't seen that in a few years, and Frank sort of brought that back.
It was one of those games. If once you equalise, I turned around and said, right, you're going to. It looked like Chelsea was always going to go and win it from there. You know, yeah, from my point of view, it did, but I felt that, you know, we was in control up until that decision. You know, which happened. I really do. Then they get the free kick, which was a free kick, and Leno makes a mistake. But listen, going forward, Chelsea are in a good position to get top 4. I think, you know, with Spurs dropping points yesterday and winning and coming to the Emirates, you know, is a good result for Chelsea. You know, wherever we are in the league. So from that point of view, you've got good positives for us. You know, as Claude says, we've got to rebuild. But there were a lot of positives today. I thought that was our best performance for a very, very long while.
I thought you were right today, to be fair. I thought your defending was actually good.
That's the standard. This is the standard we've come to, that really actually believes that was a best performance. That's the standard we've dropped to.
Yeah.
That shows how poor we are at the moment.
Well, we'll see, won't we? We'll see over the course of the Premier League. Anyway, guys, let us know what you thought about the game in the comments below, and subscribe if you like these videos. Hello everyone and welcome to Blues Fans TV, where Chelsea have just won 2-1 against Arsenal. We are outside the Emirates, obviously, as you can hear. Chelsea fans are literally buzzing. Guys, it's such a weird feeling because never do I come out of a game where we've played such bad football, but I feel like we've had the best game ever. Because those last, well, I bet on, first of all, I bet on 1-1. I thought it was going to be a tough game because I think Arsenal are unpredictable, even though I think they're a bit shit at the moment. I shouldn't swear, but even though they're not performing well at the moment, against Chelsea they always seem to turn up, especially at the Emirates. And we always have a tough 45 minutes against them. And that was the case. I was walking into the ground. All right, babe. Yes. Where was I? So it was sort of like they pressed us. I was walking into the ground and they scored literally as I was vlogging, and I was like, what the hell happened there? So I even missed the first goal. There's a problem with the turnstiles or whatever. And then I thought, this is really bad football, and I really wasn't happy playing. I personally wouldn't have put 5 at the back to start with. I think Arsenal have a very strong attack, so I understand why Frank did that. But they also have one of the weakest defences in the league. So to me, you exploit it. And if you look at our past results, you would aim to attack them. And whether we let in 3 goals or we win 4-3, that's acceptable. And the minute Jorginho come on, you can see a change. So although it took us a while, hey guys, he knows exactly what we need. Tomorrow in attack, champion attack, Chelsea's going to win Champions League. How good was that though? Go on. It was awful, then it got better.
Super Frankie Lampard. He knows exactly what we need.
Oh, you're Justin.
Tomorrow in attack, champion attack, Chelsea's going to win Champions League.
There you go. Now, but listen, to get back into the game like that, these sorts of games, it's not going to be perfect football. We got into it. We are, all right, babe. I'm not doing a review again, am I? It's not going to be perfect football. We managed to bring it back, and I'm so thrilled. The fans are buzzing. Frank come over, he gathered all the team over, and that's what it's about. So I'm thrilled with today's result. Now I'm going to interview the fans. See you soon, guys.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to Blues Fans TV. Welcome to your official player ratings for Chelsea 4, Everton 0. Both Merseyside clubs came down to Stamford Bridge in 1 week and got smashed. This was a brilliant result. It's been a great week to watch the club. Let's go straight into the lineup. Kepa. Who's going to start on Kepa? It was a good performance from him today, but he didn't really have much to do, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I mean, it was an impressive performance. I mean, he kept a clean sheet. Obviously, there were a couple of areas where he did have big saves to make, like 1 or 2. But yeah, no, I think he's been very decent. And, you know, especially coming back from a long time out, it's definitely good to see 2 clean sheets in a row, especially against the Merseyside clubs. Hopefully that carries on against other clubs as well. But yeah, I think I'll give an 8.5 for that.
8.5, all right, calm. Let's go to Azpilicueta. and so he didn't really have much to do. But I think he was a lot better off on the right-hand side going forward.
Well, right back's always been his natural position. That's what he originally brought him as. Got put to left back, put centre back, left back, right back, whatever it was. But he made the interceptions when he needed to. It's not like he didn't do much; it's that he didn't have much to do because Richarlison was about as quiet as the away fans. Dave.
Blues Fans TV, Chelsea 0, Southampton 2. It's our third home loss out of 4 in the last 4 league games. What's going wrong, man?
First of all, I'll say well done to Southampton because to be honest, they came here, they had a game plan. They slowed it up every time the ball went out for a free. Every time went out of play, went for a free kick. They slowed it down. So fair play to them. They had a game plan and they executed it at the end of the day. I say today we really missed Kovacic. I think in the midfield we looked a bit flat. Kante was pushing on too forward, and then there was space in that middle bit where Obafemi got in and he scored a good goal. Kante I think should come back. Jorginho maybe needs to go a bit forwards. Jorginho's too slow. Kante's too slow, and up front I think the mobility is not good enough at the moment. Like Willian is our only mobile player, and he's by far our best player. We've got Tammy Abraham. He's a great player for us. He's done very well this season, but he's not mobile enough. I think in this transfer window we need to go for a more mobile, forward attacking player because Pedro, he's not going to do it. Pulisic, he comes back too much as well. And I think the tactics were just wrong today. I think 3 at the back, 3 centre backs, and then the 2 wing backs, not really good enough against a team like Southampton. I think we need to be with the 4-4-2 or 4 at the back formation because she wasn't attacking enough. There was no creativity, and I think Lampard got that one wrong today. Starting off, he switched it up, but I think in the end that was a poor decision to go 5 at the back.
Here's the one thing I want to say, and this ain't me trying to push any sort of Lampard out agenda or anything like that. But we've said this one's on Lampard a good couple times this season. What's been going wrong?
I don't know. I don't think he's the most experienced manager. I think he'll learn from today, and maybe go into to teams in the bottom half of the table further on in the season. It'll be interesting to see whether he adapts, and obviously it didn't work today, so whether he adapts the formation. I don't think we've quite got our team yet. I think a key thing in a club is to get your starting 11 certain every time. Man City have the certain starting team. Man United are starting to get that certain starting team. I think it's a bit too much rotation for the starting and not enough rotation during the game in the subs.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
We're going to win from here on in the new year, and we may still win the Premiership. You never know.
Interesting. But guys, what do you think went wrong today?
Liverpool and Man City.
What do you think went wrong today?
Well, everything, obviously, because we lost 2-0.
No, but go into depth about it.
What? Well, I think, Chelsea sometimes play well, sometimes don't. They're a young team, but they could do better. They're improving and they're learning. And we just have to wish them the best and believe in them.
What about you guys? What do you think went wrong today?
I think mainly the defence and the attack. Like every time when we got close to scoring a goal, they would just pass. They would never risk it to try and shoot. And I think that's what mainly happened, and that's why we didn't score.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we lost.
Maybe. Yeah, I think one of them kept falling over on the floor, which is just annoying. They could have had some shots, but they didn't try. They didn't go for it, which really annoyed me.
A lot of people are questioning the setup for today. We're playing 3 at the back. Do you guys think that was the wrong move from us today?
Well, I'm not sure because I wasn't at the game. The boys were.
Oh, okay, guys.
Yeah, I think the setup could have been a bit better. They should have changed it.
I think our attack should have been a lot more stronger, but then our defence as well. I think it should have been about evenly out, but I think we should have the right players in each position. I just didn't think our game today wasn't as strong as before.
Where would you like to see us improve in January? Because there's a lot of positions that a lot of people are saying needs to be improved at. What would you like to focus on for January?
A good centre-back, I think, is essential. I don't think they're playing very well as a group at the back. And a striker with more experience.
Definitely, yeah. I think maybe more of our defence, because lots of these goals are just stupid.
That's their own fault.
And I think all these players are just easily getting through our players too, and I think that we shouldn't we shouldn't slip on that, and we should focus on our defence as well a lot more.
Well done, Francis.
Yeah.
So we should have just, if we're going to lose 2-0, just play Gilmore. Like we just played rubbish. The atmosphere was rubbish, and Gilmore could have got us a goal.
What do you think? Where do you think we went wrong today?
Well, Tammy Abraham hold up the ball, but it just wasn't working, and we needed a faster striker, like a more of a maybe a Griezmann or more of a 16-year-old.
16-year-old, quite random. I don't know, maybe the selection. I think Mason Mount should have started. He brought good energy when he came on. I don't know, it's just not happening at home.
It's not been happening for us recently.
What's going on? I don't know. Away from home we're alright, it's just like a lack of confidence or something at home.
Yeah, how are you guys feeling for the Arsenal game next?
Well, we should beat them because we're good at away, but they're quite good at the Emirates. But they're our rivals.
Are they?
The atmosphere should be good, and because they're not our proper rivals, but we kind of hate them a lot, and they're okay, but they're just not. They're getting to the middle of the table, and for Christmas that's just our present.
What about you? Thoughts for us?
I reckon we'll be alright. It's just the way that it's going. We'll probably smash that. It's just at home, but we'll see. We'll see.
Alright, safe guys. You lot have a good New Year, alright?
Thank you, man. Thanks.
Have a good New Year, kid.
See you.
Chelsea 0, Bayern Munich 3. Lawrence, your thoughts?
I'm just disappointed. I mean, there's two sides to this. First of all, we're just not as good as them.
Yeah.
But secondly, I don't get... Bayern are not better than Man City and Liverpool. So why are we scared of Bayern, but go to the Etihad and have more of the ball? I don't understand. Like, I know we have injury troubles and that, and, you know, I thought about it before the game. I was like, do we even go forward the back? Do we go 3? Whatever. I was like, we probably have to go 3, even though we'll probably go very badly wrong. It did go very badly wrong, but did we have the players to play forward the back? I don't know, because that would have
meant a lot of injuries in there at this point still.
Because that would have meant we have to start Pedro. Would have that been better than starting Barkley? I don't know. But what I can say is, like, this, it certainly didn't work. I mean, I don't understand why he stuck to the exact same team. I know Tammy was poor when he came on, but neither did Giroud do much. I mean, he won.
I think you can see what Giroud was trying to do at least.
I get that, but unlike Spurs, Bayern didn't sit back, so we had space. So then you don't need your striker. As much as he wins every header, it's no point if you have no one around to attack from there on, basically, in my opinion. And then why do you start Barkley and Mount around him? You need pace. You have space to get behind. Play at least one of the wingers. If you're not going to play both, at least play one of them. Like, I don't understand why we didn't do that. It just felt like we were scared. And then we also started to be idiots. Jorginho got himself suspended for moaning at the ref. Why is he doing that? It didn't matter now because we're 3-0 down. Who cares? But that was at 0-0. Then Aspie slips. Unfortunate. I get it.
Yeah,
and then we get another one a minute later. Everyone's just asleep. Reece James, Aspie, Christensen, then we all started lunging in like crazy people. Alonso managed to get himself sent off as well. Didn't see it.
It all fell apart from 1-0, didn't it?
It really, really did. I mean, we had, what, 1 or 2 chances in the first half. The Alonso one and, you know, a couple of crosses, or maybe one cross that flashed across the box that we could have gotten on the end of. Or Mount's shot that ended up being a cross, I think. But other than that, I mean, Bayern could have been 3-4-0 up at half-time as well. Willy Caballero made a few really, really good saves. They were just a lot better than us, but I just don't think the system, like, all they had to do is play a couple quick 1-2s with the striker and the centre mid, and then the winger goes, and they're just outpacing our wide centre back. Do you think? But it was really got all Aspie, and they were just gone, and that was it.
Do you think it was a difference in quality today, or do you think it was because we didn't change the lineup from Saturday?
I think it's both. Because obviously, if we had Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, or at least one of them fit, I think that might have changed the situation. I think then he might have gone forward the back. And they are a better team than us, but like I said, if we can have the ball, more of the ball at Man City and against Liverpool in multiple games this season, how much did we have of the ball in the end? Like, it was 35% at half time. Don't know how much it was in the end, but that is shocking. Like,
they're not that much better. They're worse than Man City and Liverpool. I don't understand why we were scared of them, but not scared of Man City. But that, I'm not saying, oh, Lampard's at fault. I'm not saying individual players are at fault, because they are just better than us. But then still, you have to pick out some players. Like Barkley was just shocking. Like Barkley was
he
just
was the only one that had a terrible,
bloody awful. And to be honest, Barkovic, everyone was poor. I didn't think anyone was particularly good. I mean, Mount was through on goal twice or something.
I think Mount at least got cancelled out. I think he had a decent game.
No, I get that. But then he's through on goal, and I'm like, he can't even hit the
I'm not
target.
defending that shot.
And for one of them, he was offside anyways. I get that, but still, like, you've got to at least try to hit the target. And then Tammy late on, we're kind of hitting them with a break because they messed up from playing out from the back a few times. And then Tammy's through, carries the ball on his weaker left foot constantly, which I don't understand. Doesn't pass, doesn't shoot, just loses the ball, gets himself half injured as well. They were just all bad. Again, at that point, it was 3.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to Blues Fans TV. Welcome to your official player ratings for Chelsea 4, Everton 0. Both Merseyside clubs came down to Stamford Bridge in 1 week and got smashed. This was a brilliant result and a great week to watch.
Obviously, there were a couple of areas where he did have big saves to make, like 1 or 2. But yeah, no, I think he's been very decent. And, you know, especially coming back from a long time out, it's definitely good to see 2 clean sheets in a row, especially against the Merseyside clubs. Hopefully that carries on against other clubs as well. But yeah, I think I'll give an 8.5 for that.
8.5, all right, calm. Let's go to Azpilicueta. And say, didn't really have much to do, but I think he was a lot better off on the right-hand side going forward.
Well, right back's always been his natural position. That's what he originally bought him as. Got put to left back, centre back, left back, right back, wherever else. But he made the interceptions when he needed to. It's not like he didn't do much; it's that he didn't have much to do because Richarlison was about as quiet as the away fans. Dave, 7.5.
All right, Rudiger. Now I think, for most of the defence, they didn't really have much to do today, but I think Rudiger had a good performance as well.
I think actually he did very well. I mean, first off, obviously the first few minutes were a little bit shaky, but then afterwards, the second half was amazing. Like, I mean, it came out of nowhere because obviously we've seen Rudiger be very shaky throughout the season, and then suddenly he puts on a really good performance today. So I'd say, yeah, I go with an 8.5 again.
8.5 again. All right, cool. Let's go to Kurt Zouma now. I think out of the 2 defenders, I think he was the more rash out of the pair. I don't think he had a bad game, but just thought he was a little bit rash at some cases.
He put them off. He scared them. His presence, wasn't liked by them. And having played for Everton already, like on loan, he knows sort of their style. But absolutely smashed it. Had Richarlison in his pocket. Had that Arsenal reject Walcott in his pocket.
Doesn't take much.
I mean, yeah. I mean, his highlights playing for Arsenal, so unlucky. Yeah, just made the right moves. Probably the best defender, I'd say, on the pitch. So I'm going to give him 8.5.
8.5 again. Now, Marcos Alonso. I think he came into his own a bit more in the second half. First half, though, I will admit he was a little bit sloppy. Probably the worst player out the first half. But I will still say that was a good performance all round by the team.
I have to say, I mean, we saw Marcos Alonso being his old self back again, not tracking back, not really doing well defensively at times. Obviously,
it just doesn't work for him at left back. I mean, I'll give him credit. He had a good game against Liverpool at left back, but today, I don't know, he just struggled a bit more. He just struggled coming up and down that left-hand side and still keeping in position.
Obviously, he did well last game, but this game, I just don't think he did that well. I think he's more or less like a 6.5. Yeah, pretty average.
Okay, cool. 6.5 for Alonso. Billy Gilmore. Bruv, this guy, man. Ben, you do it.
Oh, Cadley. He's taken a massive step in his side. He's doing really well. He is, again, like as you said, for Chelsea as a whole, bossing Scouts clubs twice in a row. Gilmore's done it as well. He just gets better and better every game. I thought Liverpool, that's the best I've seen Billy Gilmore. Yeah, I was about to run. But yeah, I think again, just Liverpool, Billy Gilmore, I thought this is him at his best and his quality. And then I saw him better today. Even though he wasn't directly involved in anything, he was taking the ball forward. He just created so much opportunity. 8.
8. 8. Okay. 8. 8. Yeah. Oh.
I agree with that because, to be honest, once we switched to the centre mid position, he wasn't exactly as good as he was in the DM. So yeah, I agree with the 8 that Ben gave.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. You guys doing the player ends. I'm gonna leave it at that. Ross Barkley. What's possessed this guy in the last 2 games? This has been a different Barkley.
Of course, you'd make me do Barkley, wouldn't you?
This was an accident, but you know it's a good thing.
Man of the match. Definitely man of the match. He 2 assists. Didn't look like he was putting a foot wrong, and when he did, he traced back. He wanted to play today. He's just. I don't know what's going on, because I've been so against Barkley, as I think every single person who watches this channel know.
Chelsea 0, Bayern Munich 3. Lawrence, your thoughts? Chelsea 2, Tottenham 1. Dom, finally a home win.
Oh my God. Honestly, I feel that my underwear have been soiled multiple times today. The nerves, the anxiety, and I think the only thing that really gave me a little bit of, which was the saving grace, was the result. Today, I think it goes beyond the 3 points, and it's the result that really cared. We came in, we needed the 3 points, however, we had to beat them. And beating them here in the way that we did, fine, it was an unfortunate goal in the 88th, 89th minute.
Yeah.
But I thought we dominated that game from start to finish. And I thought Chelsea, Frank Lampard, hats off to him. He made the changes that he wanted to make. It was risky. We didn't play with an out-and-out winger, but it came off. I thought the first 15 minutes Spurs played really deep and they invited a lot of pressure, which is one thing.
That's just Mourinho football, though, isn't it?
But it's what we saw with Man United on Monday or Tuesday night, whenever we played them, and we couldn't penetrate through, and they got a goal. And it really killed us off. But Chelsea, I thought we were fantastic in going forwards and actually being more decisive and having better vision of what we've seen as of late. I thought that Mason Mount and Ross Barkley, it was controversial. We were all standing here at the beginning, before the game, thinking, what the hell's this lineup? But I thought actually having 2 people who can move the ball from their feet a lot better, in my opinion, than Willian and Pedro in terms of getting those balls through, I thought worked wonders. And Olivier Giroud starting, I thought was just an absolute stroke of genius. I thought that he really made the difference for Chelsea today.
Thoughts on Caballero starting again over Kepa, though?
Interesting. I sit with Jordan and the Harding Lower, and we were talking about this before the game, and I think that there's one thing trying to teach a player a bit of some manners, really. I thought that was understandable when Caballero started against Spurs last year after the cup final incident with Kepa. But he's now started, 3 games on the trot, United, Leicester and this?
Yes.
And I think you're going to really start to knock Kepa's confidence if he is going to be Chelsea's long-term first choice keeper. If not, I think Caballero needs to have this game time. I'm touchy about Frank Lampard continuously playing Caballero, because even though he is brilliant, he played well today, I think Kepa is the number 1 going forwards.
Interesting. Safe, bro. Chinos is back in Chinos as well, and things feel normal again at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 2, Tottenham 1. Spurs got their yearly L at Stamford Bridge.
Well, I mean, I have to say, London is definitely blue. You can say what you want. I mean, Spurs will say it's white, Arsenal will say it's red. It's definitely blue. I mean, we've shown it. Look, I have to say there were a lot of controversial decisions. Obviously, the first one was obviously the VAR Giroud's goal. I have to say I was panicking when I saw it went straight to VAR. I was like, no, come on, you're not going to rob us of that again. I mean, we've had that against Man U with the Zuma one.
Both goals, in fact.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, obviously the Man U one, the second goal was rightly ruled off, but
yeah, but it's still fuming, isn't it?
Look, I'm happy we won because, we've had a poor run of form in general. We've had problems being consistently on the win. And look, as long as we maintain that consistency, that's what matters. Because it's all good winning against Tottenham, but if we lose the next game against Bayern, it doesn't mean anything.
To be fair, though, Bayern is going to be 10 times harder than this game was. This is one of the worst Tottenham sides I've seen come to Stamford Bridge.
They didn't even have a recognised striker. That's how poor they were. They had to play Bergwijn, who's a winger, as a striker. That's...
Didn't even notice him, to be honest.
Yeah, he barely even that. And afterwards, there were 2 decisions, obviously, where I'm kind of surprised. Obviously, you had Lo Celso and his tackle on Azpilicueta. Apparently, VAR apologised for not sending him off.
Wait, can't VAR call it back then and just send him off?
I don't know, but yeah.
What the fuck? I'm not getting angry.
Well, look, what I'll just say is this. Go on. All I'll just say is this: you can't have someone outside of wherever in England just basically managing the VAR. It needs to be the referee on the pitch, on the monitor, managing the situation when it comes to VAR. That's how you solve the problem. Don't get rid of VAR like that. Obviously, every referee is going to have different opinions, but let the referee on the pitch make the decisions when it comes to these things.
Here's the thing. I think the problem with the referee is that the referee don't use VAR as much as they should. I swear the monitor's on the side of the tunnel, right? And they never go down to it. So if you're talking about that red card with Lo Celso, maybe it would have been a red card if Michael Oliver actually went down and checked.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I think the referee should go down over there, but I don't see the point of someone so far away having a different view than the referee making the decision on that front. That does not make sense. So yeah, look, it's disappointing, but yeah. On that front, still happy we got the win. Yeah, let's hope we can win against Bayern.
I'm just relieved, because after the last match with Man U, I was just getting totally disillusioned. But we actually performed today. We had more passion. I actually would have liked to see a bit more passion from players like Abraham. I think that there was some times where he should have made some runs and he would have been through on goal. But overall, we played really good. It was really solid.
Who stood out for you today?
Players like Reece James, obviously Olivier Giroud. I think he should definitely start against Bayern because he's got that experience, and other players. Kovacic, I liked him a lot also. When he did that overhead kick, that shows that the confidence that he has in himself. Towards
the second half, as soon as that second goal went in, from that point on, you could tell we were in the driving scene. We had control of the game.
It's true about that, but I think we kind of switched off at the same time because we were letting Tottenham to get back into the match, because at 2-0 we were comfortable, but I think we needed that third goal, we needed to be a bit more clinical.
I would have loved it just to be 3-0 up, I can't lie.
You know what I mean? But it's happened again, so what can you say? So, but we've done the double over Tottenham, so that's quite good. Yeah.
Moving on to Bayern, do you want to see us play the same formation, or do you want to see any changes?
I think we should play the same formation, because that gives the players a bit more solidity, and it what's the word I'm looking for? To maintain that conformity and that. So.
All right, thanks, bro.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate it. Perfect comeback from the United match.
It's a great way to get 3 points, not just against any team, but against Spurs. And everyone impressed me, really. Christensen and Barkley had a great game, and I don't normally like those two as well. I think
that mask does wonders to anyone who in blue.
Oh, trust me. And Mount, I think, was good with the flick-ons, and he created the second goal with Alonso as well. So that's what's good to see from him.
Moving on to the Bayern match next. Last question, Mars. What formation would you like to? Because Lampard came back to playing three at the back, same way against Tottenham at home. We tried that again against Southampton a couple months ago, and we got battered all over the pitch. So how do you want to see us go into the match against Bayern?
So I'm saying I think we've got to go with three at the back and the two full-backs. So it doesn't really work every game, but I think we can pull Bayern apart with it and it will work. Marcus Alonso and Reece James whipping the balls in for either Giroud or Tammy, and that's what could win us the game, in my opinion.
Man of the match for today?
Mason Mount. My opinion.
That's one safe, bro. Appreciate it.
I think we played very good in the times at the back. But once we came up, we were very good, and I think Jorginho and Kovacic played very good in the middle together. And when we had I think we should have scored more than 2 goals.
Were you worried going into the game? Because a lot of people were a bit anxious about the lineup.
Yeah, a bit, because I wasn't sure about Alonso on the wing, because sometimes he does silly mistakes that he doesn't recover and do anything. He just lets other players do the work for him sometimes.
And for the game against Bayern, do you want to see us play perhaps the same formation, or do you want to see any changes?
I think perhaps the same formation, but I think Emerson should be on Alonso's side and James should stay on, and I think the same formation.
Safe, bro. Nope, drop the light up.
Oh, that was crazy. I've never actually experienced that sort of atmosphere at a game before. It's absolutely electric, the passion, everything we've seen from both sets of fans. No, not even Tottenham fans. They probably fucked off now.
That's one of the worst away crowds I've seen come to the bridge. I can't.
That's one of the worst flipping teams I've seen come to the bridge. They did nothing. They did nothing. The expressions goes on about, oh yeah, we're the modern version of this. You're the modern version of a bag of shite. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. What are Spurs? A modern version of a training ground, a modern version of a stadium, but no trophies. They don't even need a
I'm loving this. I can't even lie.
They don't even need a trophy cabinet. It's a joke. It's It's not a joke. Like, we can sing about this 7-2 thing. We're going to smash Bayern on Tuesday, I hope, I think. But if anything bad happens, I don't want to ever meet a Tottenham fan ever again because they'll be chanting it back at us. But,
Waved the European Cup in their face.
yeah. But they're just such a dead team. They come into it, they're like this big balloon, and we just pop it every season. We pop it twice a season. You know, they can't say, oh yeah, we're in the debate. Arsenal historically are the biggest club in London. Currently, we are. That's my opinion.
Okay, you saved yourself at the end.
That's my opinion. That's my opinion. What do you mean save myself? No,
You said also the biggest team in London. I was thinking, what?
But for historically, that's the strong word. That's the strong word for Arsenal fans.
Right, who impressed you today, though? Players?
Giroud. You know, I didn't know about the lineup. I think Caballero did decent. Obviously, he made that mistake with the Spurs player when they were running for it, but it obviously went out, so he was saved there. Didn't really see the own goal because I was at the other side of the pitch. I don't really know what really happened. Some sort of deflection there, or Rudiger's own goal, or what. But to be honest with you, today was just an absolutely mad game, and I'm just happy that we beat this scum. And you know, they can go now. You know, they've had the day out. Now they can fuck off home.
Blues Fans TV outside Stamford Bridge is Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2. I'm here with DT. That's a good result for you guys, if we're being honest.
Yeah, given the fact we had 10 men for about an hour, it's a good result for us and a poor result for Chelsea. But did you do a vlog?
Yeah.
I can't wait to see your reaction when it went 2-2.
I'll watch your Baku vlog and make me feel better.
Oh, yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about that. But no, do you know what? I felt you come out of the traps in the first 10-15, and I was thinking like, wow, all right, we're going to have a long night. And then we kind of like got a bit of a foothold in the game, and I felt, all right, things are looking comfortable now. And then we made a silly error, and it's Mustafi all over, isn't it? But then after that, got through to half time. Yeah, we you know, the biggest criticism that I've had of us when we've been down to 10 men before is that we don't, you know, make it difficult to be broke down. A lot of teams go down to 10 men and they're difficult to break down. Remember when we came in before and we went down to 10 men in the first half, we lost 6-0.
Yeah.
You see the difference? Because
in both teams, though, isn't it?
It's the mentality, it's the way the players, you know, game managed it. I felt the substitution at the start of the second half was key for us, taking Ozil off and bringing Guendouzi on. It wasn't the game for Ozil at that point now, so take him off, put some legs in there. And then, yeah, we were able to control those areas. And even when it went 2-1, it was like we stepped up a gear. You went in your shell and we stepped up a gear.
Here's the thing, that I think we gave it to you because there was that incident with Tammy Abraham on the floor and Emerson just booted the ball straight at him from 60 yards, and then you lot just came back on the counter.
Yeah, it's panicking, isn't it? It's about game management. Your players didn't game manage it, and we did. And that's the overall, you know, basis of it. And, you know, you look at the 2 games we've had in the last month, there's not a lot between us. There ain't a lot between us. We're both sides in transition. New managers, you know, players that the manager may not want and players that the manager may want to get. So it'd be interesting to see where we both are in a year's time and we meet again. I don't think top 4 is in our reach. You've got that place at the moment. What is it, 10 points?
Between us and you, maybe, but I'm not sure in terms of 4th and 5th.
No, we're lucky that we've got the get-out route, which is the Europa League, and we have got that avenue to try and go into, even though it's going to be more difficult, in my opinion, than the Premier League, because Inter Milan are there, Ajax are there, some big sides. So unless someone else meets them and takes them out, then it's going to be difficult. But I mean, I'm really happy with the way that things are going under Arteta at the moment. You know, some of the results are not, you know, we're not getting some of the points that we may want, that the results deserve, but we can see change. You know, if this was Emery side, for instance, that come in, with the way we were playing before Arteta come in, we'd have lost that. you know, and I think you would have beat us comfortably at the Emirates as well. But there is a difference in the side. There's a difference in the mentality and the way that the players are playing. So I feel that, yeah, it's a point game for us, and I feel it's 2 points drop for Chelsea.
Sounds about right. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate
See you next
it.
season.
Yeah, I'll see you next
Unless
season.
we get each other in the cup.
I hope so. Third time lucky at this one. Need revenge after this
We'll
show.
see what happens.
Loose Fans TV, Chelsea 0, Bayern Munich 3. Guys, expected, I guess?
To be honest, I expected the loss, but I never expected the 3-0. The first half was decent. We were playing good the first half. I don't know what happened the second half. Barkley is very awful. I don't know what he was doing this match. I was expecting Lower Density to score, but I was really surprised with Gnabry to score and everything. And to be honest, inexperienced players messed up the game for us.
Who do you think messed up the game for us?
I wouldn't blame any individual, particularly myself. Like, I think it was a collective issue. And the first half promised so much. We were in the game, and what I liked about the team is our focus was spot on. We had the right amount of intensity for a top-level game. And what annoyed me is we didn't kick on in the second half. I thought first half we got a couple of warnings when Müller hit the bar for his header. Second half, right, let's press them high, because their defence and Neuer have definitely got a mistake in them, but we didn't really test them enough, in my opinion. Like,
what about you? What are your thoughts?
First half, yeah, I thought us men were in it, had the chance. Come to the second half, I lied, we thought we were going to win the game. Boom, Gnabry done a Tottenham, finished us. 2-0 down, I still had hope. Could have gone 2-2, no. Lewandowski let him off, scored. I'm disappointed, man, I can't lie. These guys expected a loss, draw.
No, I didn't expect a loss. I always expect Chelsea to win, no matter who we play.
The loss I expected was like a 1-0 loss. I didn't expect a 3-0 loss.
I felt we had a big performance on us, and we nearly did. We played really well for 45 minutes.
There's a definite gulf in class there between the two sides.
Absolutely. You know what? That's almost like a lesson. We learned a lesson tonight, and it shows us sort of the levels we need to hit.
Lessons, man? Why are we learning lessons? No way,
because
man.
we're still a young experience. I still want us to compete at this level, but tonight was like a reality, basically.
To be honest, what messed us up is experience that messed us up today, because the defense was decent, the midfield bossed it. It's just that the finishing touches was awful. It's just that when we get that one-on-one chances, it's not happening. So I'll blame it on inexperience. Lack of composure, which is lack of experience.
At the same time, if you play with heart and passion, there's no way you should be finishing 3-0 down, man, at home. No way, man.
Well,
You got any confidence for the second leg?
I want us to make a game of it, basically. What annoyed me is that 2-0 down is I saw a few players' heads drop. And I'm like, come on, lads, we're better than that. You know, fair enough, we're 2-0 down in the game, but let's minimum take 2-0 at the end of the match. But we we're a bit sloppy, and that's how we lost 3-0.
3 away goals is too much to come back from. So
we're 3-0 down. But with Chelsea, you feel me?
Yeah. There's always a hope. Yeah, you never know. We need
to be honest, 3-0 down is too much, especially 3 away goals.
Basically, we need to be 2-0 off at half-time in the Allianz Arena for any chance in the second leg.
Giroud and Tammy, both braces. I'm calling it now. And if it happens...
I love this. I like that positive.
Tammy should have scored 2 goals
in the last 10 minutes or so. Sorry, guys. But at the end of the day, the matter of fact that we wasn't good enough, it's paper over the cracks. Same thing over the season. We can create chances, but we can't finish.
We didn't have any golden chances.
Half time, we
didn't have any that were like a banker.
Guys, calm down. We can't finish. I expect the same thing when we go Bayern, but at the end of the day, we tried.
Perfect way to end.
guys, welcome back to Blues Fans TV. I'm joined here by Lewis. Lewis, your thoughts on today's game?
Best home performance I've seen this season by a mile. We were brilliant today. I don't know if it was a case of Everton being that poor or us being that good, but I don't want to think about it too negatively. Our home form's been poor for so long this season. I just want to enjoy it for what it was. A lot of players showed up today. I don't really think anyone had a bad game. I think maybe I'd say Alonso was a bit sloppy in the first half, but he came better in the second half. Yeah. Same thing with Willian, a bit sloppy in the first half, but then he got a goal and assist in the second half. Ross Barkley as well. I don't know who the hell's possessed this guy.
I don't know what's happened to Ross Barkley. I don't know whether because it's the two Merseyside teams that he's decided to come out, but he's been playing really well. Maybe he's watched the fan cams and decided to kind of give us all a taste of our own medicine, but he's been playing really well.
Yeah, he's shutting a lot of people up, I can't lie, and he's playing with confidence.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing we wanted to see of him. Little things like when he's getting the ball and there's like 4 Everton players surrounding him, he's still managing to maze past all of them. Ross Barkley from at least 2-3 games before that would not be doing that. Ross Barkley, he's comfortable on the ball, the right pass as well. I think he got an assist as well in the first half too. Giroud as well. Like,
he needs to start. He needs to start. Even if it's him and Tammy, when Tammy's fit, he needs to be starting because although, yeah, he doesn't score every game, but there's just something in the team when he's there. The fans love him, the players love him. He just needs to be there.
Here's the thing with Giroud, and I've said I understand that it's Tammy's first season for Chelsea, but I also feel like he's been overplayed a lot, and it's been overkill for him. And Giroud really should have had more game time from the start of the season. This is why.
Blues Fans TV, Chelsea 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Mill with Ben. First home win in ages, man.
Disclaimer, Ross Barkley's still shit.
Yeah, actually, we'll go on straight into that. Thoughts on Barkley's performance?
All right, he scored. Not hard to score that, is it? I mean, he without a doubt, the worst sign of the decade. And bear in mind, that's counting we had Dilabocci, or however you pronounce him, Bakayoko, Drinkwater. Ross Barkley is just much worse than all of them combined.
Bar him, though, the rest of the team played well. It's a great performance.
Oh, yeah, everyone but Barkley I rate. Even if he scored, I don't rate Barkley. He should go. Just get rid of him. Deadwood, go, shoot. But, yeah, 2-0. Yeah, it was a good game, to be fair. The lads looked absolutely spot on, apart from Barkley. You know, even Batshuayi looked interested today. Like, he was actually getting stuck in. He was making the tackles. He was, you know, doing what a striker should do. He's been like a complete forward, like how Lampard wants to play him. So, you know, I'm starting to change my opinion on not Barkley. Barkley's still shit. On Batshuayi. But yeah, no, full credit to.
Debatable, but I'll save that for another time.
Another time. But yeah, like, I think every player, especially Reece James. You know, Reece James is just absolutely amazing. You know, I can genuinely see him throwing out Aspilicueta as a starting right back because it's a myth. I mean, I love Dave. He's getting slow. He's getting overlapped too much. But Reece James is just getting stuck in for fun.
Who else impressed you today? Because there was a lot of rotation in the lineup from who we usually expect to see.
I like Lamptey again when he come on. He done well. You know, he's getting really, really quick. He was getting stuck in. He was putting the balls in. Obviously, Mason Mount when he come on was actually really good as well. You know, even though he was getting booed, just basically saying stuff like fans shut up, I'm better than you. Who else? Tamori. Oh wait, Tamori was absolutely solid today. He literally made that striker his fucking bitch. He literally pinned him down and said, actually that's a bit R-rated. Yeah, Tamori said, Tamori, I'm Tamori, you're in my pocket, see you later. Glad to see that Dawson done fuck all, because he's a prick as well. But I think Chelsea's just a better team. You know, not the Forest fans are crying about VAR, but I mean, how can you cry on something that's correct?
Forest G, yeah, big up Kamal, yeah. Where's Chelsea? Where's my brother? Big guy Rudy, yeah, respect.
Big guy Rudy.
Big guy Rudy.
Should come on camera.
Yeah,
should come on camera. Right, final thought.
Forget that BTEC channel. Come on the Bottle channel. Stop going on BTEC channels.
Right, final thoughts.
Huh?
Final thoughts.
Chelsea deserved the win. You know, even though like the only thing that Nottingham Forest had to cry about was VAR, but like I said, you can't go against the decision that's right. You know, it weren't a penalty. He was offside for the goal. You know, apart from that, they weren't in the game. So Chelsea deserved the win. And I really want to see a good cup run this year, especially with, you know, with the 50-year celebration.
Tammy in attack. Chelsea's going to win Champions League.
Lovely. Hello everyone and welcome to Blues Fans TV. I am so Rosamund. I'm outside Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I can't even speak, I'm so cold. Where Chelsea have just won 2-0. I still call it White Hart Lady. Yeah, you're right, babes. We had 2 minutes. Well, I've seen my friend who's Stephen. Hello, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Right, hold on. I don't know if I'm going to get much work done here.
Tammy in attack. Chelsea's going to win the Champions League.
Lovely. It was a brilliant game. Willian got both goals. His penalty was pretty sneaky.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it's to see Chelsea win away.
Hey. Okay, well, come on. What do you think, babe? What do you think?
Amazing. Fucking, excuse my French.
Yeah.
William's best performance I've ever seen him have.
Decent, wasn't he?
It was class.
Risky penalty, but it was good.
It was great. It was
Pulled it
great.
off.
It was great. It was great. Definite red card. He should have a 3-match ban. Get in there. Merry
Come on,
Christmas.
Chelsea. Merry Christmas, babe. See you later. This is going to be like a review. Feet people. Anyway, William played fantastically. I thought we were solid. I thought we defended brilliantly. Our special shout out to Dave. I thought Dave was brilliant. I thought Tamori was great. I thought Zuma was great. Oh yeah, you're right, babe. I'm not going to get this done, am I? I love you, babe. Joseph, what do you think? Man of the match, man of the match.
Man of the match, fucking all of them. Fucking brilliant.
Fucking all of them.
Tammy at the back, Tammy in attack.
Oh, Lewis.
Chelsea's going to win the Champions League. You're right.
You're right, babes.
Right,
Hold
I'm
on.
fucking back.
Right. Get involved, get involved. I'm trying to do a review here and it's not going very well. What a brilliant performance that was.
Tammy at the back, Tammy in attack. Chelsea's going to win the Champions League.
Hey! Right, what do you think? What do you think?
Bad them.
Yeah, they had a right pickle.
I said in my last review that this game would be more open than the last 5. I said these guys aren't going to try to defend against us. They're going to try and focus on our attack, so it'll be a more open match. And look at that. We dominate them. We were dominant from the lineup as well. 5 at the back because we knew we had to play more defensive. We know the defense is our main weakness, and we battered them. All from the first minute to 90. They only had like 2 big chances in the first half and they missed 2 open goals. I said about Tottenham in the big occasion. Tottenham in the big occasion don't match well together. You man know that from Madrid and you man know that again today. I told you, we run London. We're repainting North London and the job's halfway done. We'll see you next week to join the other half.
Bye.
Blues Fans TV, Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2. Obviously, you guys were down to 10 men. What did you make of the game, and are you happy with the result, first of all?
Of course, you've got to be happy with the result. 10 men. I thought there was a great fighting spirit from the boys today. They gave everything on they left everything on that pitch. I couldn't ask for more. I couldn't ask for more than that. I mean, I thought the penalty was it was a penalty, but whether it's a red.
I mean, what do you make of David Luiz since he's arrived? Because obviously that's a pretty rash decision to, go in flying like that. His last man. What do you make of him as a player? Because
no choice, did he? To be honest with you, but it looked like there was a covering player there. I don't know. I mean, I have to look at that again, but I don't know what Tony thinks. If that.
Yeah, what do you make of David Luiz's decision? Because obviously that changed the game. We were meant to be in the ascendancy after that, and it kind of didn't go that way after that challenge. What do you make of David Luiz?
Well, it's typical David Luiz, isn't it? That's why we got rid of him. I mean, let's be honest. He's got that in his game, hasn't he? He's also a great passer of the ball, and we all know his strengths, but we all know his weaknesses. And you know, obviously, it's almost the perfect date for us, really. You know, in terms of Luiz being the culprit and going down to 10 men and all that. But I think today Arsenal had a bit of a moral victory. Albeit it was a draw, but I think Arsenal were good for the draw, well good for the draw. And if anything, they looked the better side on the day. Certainly much more confident in the way they were knocking the ball around. I thought that we looked very jaded, very tired, and run out of ideas in the end, to tell you the truth. And I thought we was going to nick it, but
I think you're going to expect that, because I think Chelsea have got a very young side. They've come under new manager Frank Lampard. There's going to always be inconsistency. There's going to be performances like that, but they showed that in patches that they can be a real force in the future, because they've got some good young players. But of course, with young players, you're not going to get consistency, and you're going to get fun. You're going to get results. But to be honest with you, they're still in 4th place, and you're with that team which has been rebuilt without Hazard and players like that, and they still had a lot of work, but they had that. But I thought today we were. I think we had deserved. We would have been an injustice. I don't think we deserved to lose at the Emirates, to be honest with you. So there've been two. So onwards and upwards. But I think with us, it's a rebuilding. We're rebuilding. A lot of things have got to happen. To be honest with you, I've written the season off as far as the league's concerned. I don't think there's much we can do now, but as far as the league's concerned, I think Arteta's got to look at what he's got in front of him, judge the options, and then at the end of the season, have a good look. But then there's got to be now the ball that Arsenal have now got to look at themselves and start investing properly into the squad. But I can't ask for more than the team today, because I think they gave everything.
Well, speaking of young players as well, Martinelli as well, that was a really good finish from him. There's a little bit of rumour of Aubameyang potentially leaving the end of the season. Are you confident in Martinelli? Because he's looking really good since he arrived.
Martinelli, yeah, but he's 8. But this is another thing we mustn't go over. I don't want to go overboard. He played very well today, and he's looking very good. But then he's 18 years old, and he's going to have ups and downs like every 18-year-old. So it's still early, but I think he looks very good. But that was a great finish. I mean, it was Thierry Henry, wasn't it? I mean,
I don't like to see it. I mean, I'm disappointed as hell, because to be honest, you guys had 10 men, we had the ascendancy, we're at home, we have the advantage, and we didn't capitalise on it. So yeah, I mean, fair play to you guys. You guys deserved the draw. You deserved it.